You watched the This Is America Women's Edition by this YouTuber, Canadian YouTuber one. I'm not
Right,
even going to name. I don't want to give her any sort of exposure that she already
right.
has.
I feel it. I feel it. Okay, so she does the "This Is America" thing, and okay, it's a couple of different things. So back in the day, I used to do poetry, right?
Yeah.
And I would, try to do my thing, and I was really young. I was like 17, 18 years old, and I would go to
Hmm.
these spoken word events, and then I would go to this one spot where I would actually get my stuff workshopped and critiqued and everything. And
Hmm.
so, guys, I was getting critiqued by the, older cats, a lot more wiser than I am. And so one time I was trying to write about this girl that I liked or whatever, and I was trying to say, that she was hot, right? So I said
Hmm.
something like, she's like, when we touch, it's like napalm dropped in a valley of bones, and I just thought that was dope, and it was fire and everything, right? And then one day,
Yeah.
old old dudes took me to the side. He said, "Look, young blood," like that's literally what he said. He said, "Look, young blood." He's like, "Look, there's some people that actually had to deal with
Like,
napalm in their
yeah,
life.
like he
There's some
probably
people
was
that
at that age when he dealt with that shit.
right now."
Like,
He's like, "I'm not telling you to take out anything." He's like, "But as an artist, you have to decide. You have to decide which words you're going to use and what you're going to say because it might be deemed offensive or insensitive to people that actually had to go through what you're referencing."
yeah, but
And
that's if you were to share it with them. So, I mean, that to that extent, he's right, but it's not like you were going to share it with a guy who's in war.
right, but he said
And
consider the responsibility on everything that you come up with. That's all he was saying. He's like, I'm not
that
telling
is
you
true,
what's
but
wrong.
yeah, but at the same time, it is truth to that because you're telling truth. It's just that you haven't experienced that, but you're not saying it's nothing. It would be disrespectful if you said those guys went through nothing, but
Right,
you told the truth. So, I mean, there was nothing wrong with that poet. It's just that don't say that to a guy who's going through war problems. Okay.
right.
That, I
But
mean,
when you
so,
put
I
your
mean,
stuff out there for public consumption,
yeah, if you put it out for public consumption, then you should care whether if
right.
it hurts someone.
Right. Well, that's what he was getting at. He's saying, look, as an artist, you're gonna be putting yourself out there, and it was one of the smartest things someone has ever explained. Like, it was like when I was doing that, when I was, pursuing writing and spoken word opportunities and stuff, like
Yeah.
I always look back on that advice because guess what? When you're playing
Hmm.
to a child and you're talking about a lot of different subjects, somebody is gonna come up to you with questions. So you better be able to explain it. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
what did you say about what I believe in or what I think? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And you better be able to explain it. I mean, and if you're not, then if you're not prepared, then why are you using something that you don't really know much about? You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
prepared
And
to take the criticism.
now, yeah, now I want to get to the subject about those both the I want to talk about an interlining thing that she did not try to do but didn't mix.
Right.
When Childish Gambino made that video as a black problem, it's very artistic in a way because you could just say it's about gun issues in America.
Yeah.
It's a vast amount of issues in place in that. He
Yeah.
does talk about black issues, but in a different way. It could
Right.
be in the fault of our own ideals, of us only watching the entertaining part, not seeing our communities being broken. It doesn't have to
Right.
be blaming anybody. There is no blaming someone. The
Right.
video is very artistic in that way of it's for everyone who can consume it. The problem with her video, first of all, it's tacky as hell. Let's be honest. The whole
Literally,
this is
like
America.
she stole a concept, man, and then did it horribly. It wasn't a homage; it was a mockery.
It was a mockery because in the beginning of the video, well, first of all, like this is the thing. I like to look at the message first
Right.
because I just want to see if even her message is landing. Because a lot of people on YouTube saying it was really landing, which I mean, not landing. That I see what message she was trying to play, and I agree with some of it. And I'm saying, okay, let me see if I agree with some of it.
Right.
So, bro, woman's breastfeeding, and two guys take her, and she's going no, no, no. So I'm like, okay, I guess that because how people in the media are hyperizing that, but that's not true. Like, actually, people are pushing for that to be a normal thing.
Yeah.
So that's one, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Then she said the lyric where she said, there's rape in North America. I mean, like, there's less rape here than in other war-torn countries. My mom came from a war-torn country. So the whole thing is, and it's not only one way. she showed a guy in the background. There's a guy putting something in a girl's drink, but that's not only men. So a lot of her video was a lot of blaming. It was just blaming. It wasn't talking about actual issues that go one way. When she showed the guy, he pulled out hearts after he got married, and she was talking about how she would rather fight against the Taliban than talk about the women or the Taliban before she get married and like give up her life. I'm like, it's not like men don't force you to do that. That's not like a societal thing. What? And a lot of her things was like the complaining. It was just like, I don't want to grow up yet. Or I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And then she would sort of twist in issues in there and make it seem like it's really that bad.
A lot of times, like when I see like the feminist issues come out in the public, I always ask my wife like how she feels about it. You know what I mean? Because
that is good.
I'm curious. You know what I mean? Because I'm always like, okay, what like I see certain things, but I'm like, I'm a man. You know what I mean? So it's like my perspective is limited. So like, let me talk to a woman and see what she says. Let me talk to.
I asked my mother about that.
She feels about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And and she was just like, she's like, what she took offense to was, it's not that the girl made a video about these. So if she wanted to make a video complaining about the certain things that women have to go through in society, that's all well and good. It's the fact that she did it in a way that it somehow minimalizes, or it seems like it's it comes off like
jokey.
It comes off kind of jokey, and it kind of minimalizes the subject matter that Childish Gambino was trying to present. It kind of comes off that way, especially because she's using literally the same song and same format.
And then used his name when she said childish. When she kicked the kid's toy down, she said, "They call me Childish Gambino." I'm like, come on.
It comes off like a mockery, like she's mocking the art that he put forth. Like what he did is not important, or it's not really presenting true ills of society, right? And so she was just like, because now you have a conversation like, is she trying to say that women breastfeeding in public is more important than black men being hunted down in the streets and being scared to go to church?
Or not even that, where people getting shot. We could even make this a mass issue.
You know what I mean?
And you remember the video where he shows the gun being placed in people protecting the gun in the videos, and showing how they take care of the gun. That was supposed to be a message of how much we love the gun in this country, and how much we don't care for human life.
Right.
Because we didn't do the same thing for the guy.
Exactly. So in many ways, my wife was like, it kind of is reminiscent of when people shout Black Lives Matter and people shout back All Lives Matter. This was like one of those All Lives Matter response. But I was like, the crazy thing to me, although he was definitely representing a lot of different things in Black society, like he said, it's called "This Is America."
Yeah, he was. The thing is, it just had a lot of Black people in it.
Outside of the Black community, also have to go through. You know what I mean? Like other people, like kids are having to face being shot, no matter what socioeconomic background they come from in America right now.
You heard about the shooting in Texas? 10 kids got killed, just like that. You know what the first argument was? We should take away trench coats. A politician said that, and I'm hearing like, what? That's how much they protect the gun in this country.
Right. Exactly.
So his video really showed how much they protect the gun in the country, and it wasn't just an issue. Like the thing about his video and why I don't want her issues are not the same as his issues, and how they're different in a way,
right,
is because her issues are how people see people see as attractive. It's a choice. It's not of society and political power. It's not of anything. It's based on choices.
This is my thing with these type of situations is everybody's got certain things that they want to complain about or make art towards or bring awareness to. And that's all fine and good. But to take another man's art where he's bringing awareness to a really important cause, you know what I mean?
But that's the thing.
Push all of what he's talking about to the side, but like take his art and manipulate it in a way to show the awareness on the stuff that you want. And it's like you didn't create none of what he's talking about. Like you didn't pay homage, nothing.
But the funny thing is, his didn't sound like he was complaining or preaching.
Right.
It was visual.
Yeah,
You could see it in his whole talking, the way he was talking, getting my paper, getting my stuff, talking about cops bugging.
yeah,
He was talking like a braggadocious character and dancing around, and he was supposed to be the distraction. It was more than just that,
right,
you know.
right,
He wasn't the complainer. He was the distraction to the what's going on around.
right, exactly.
And that's why I'm like, that is a way more powerful tool because you're being, if you're not, because preachy videos always suck. I'm going to be honest. They never help because people just, oh my God, here we go. Ugh. But like, but Childish Gambino didn't do that. He made it like a pump up song, which you could pump up to without watching the video. And then if you watch the video, you can see more of the visuals. The visuals tell the story. The
Right.
song is not that good, I'm gonna be honest. The visuals with the song is good.
Well, I've heard this complaint that the song isn't that good. And my thing is, I'm like, well, considering like his music,
It wasn't meant to be.
it wasn't is man. It was you know what it reminded me of? I don't know if you ever listened to this song, but Lupe Fiasco had this song back in the day. It was called Hip Hop Saved My Life. And he's describing a fictional character that makes it big through rap, right? And at
Yeah.
some point he mimics the song that the fictional character got famous off of, and it was just like he just like the hook was stack that cheese, right? So at some
Yeah.
point, Lupe's fake rapping this song within the actual rap song that he's rapping about this
Yeah.
guy, and he's like something 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 stack that cheese, brother sister cousin stack that cheese.
Like that cheese.
You know what I mean? And the thing
Yeah.
about that is it's the art that he's creating within that art form is basically like he is basically saying he's using rap to show that even what he's doing as a hip hop artist, even what he's doing as
Yeah.
a hip hop artist, he's actually critiquing what he does, right? And so he's
Yeah.
given an exaggerated form of music and that type
Yeah.
of sound to try to like overtly demonstrate how he contributes to the problem
Yeah.
that he sees. And the problem he sees is willful ignorance. Basically, that's what he's talking about. He's like saying, look, we can have a whole church be shot by people. We can have a whole school be shot by people. We can have a whole
Elementary.
class be shot. Elementary, whatever. And literally within seconds, we're like trying to listen to the newest rap song. We're just pop culture media. And he said,
that is
part of that problem.
yeah, and that's what the reason why I like the song because it doesn't because I hate preachy shit.
Right.
And it didn't feel that way. It wasn't. It was just a message in an art. The video was an art of itself that told it without having to make it obvious to you. Because there's so many things you could like interpret. It's not easy to interpret. The problem with her video is that it's not only tacky, is that she pushes the narrative to you, and there's nothing for you to interpret.
No, it's not.
So of course it's taxified as hell, and her voice isn't in sync with the fucking tone of the song at all.
Right. And I feel like some of what she was talking about are real causes for concern in society by women or by people in general, men too, in certain situations. But because she chose this way of doing it, it trivialized a lot of the stuff she was talking about. And like she could have chose different art forms and different way of just like I'm almost 100% sure, and I could be wrong because he is really smart and very talented, Childish Gambino and all that, Donald Glover. But
yeah,
I'm sure he took a lot of time and energy and everything to put that all together. Like that didn't come together in one day. And then like when you watch what she did, it's like, okay, you watch this video and put it together in a couple of days. You didn't spend any time with this. You know what I mean? Like you didn't.
So if you're gonna rank the video, I feel like we got what we got on this girl because I feel like after this we got to the point. But what do you rank the video? 1 out of 10.
Who with this girl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 0, man. That's just I'm not even. Come on, man.
I'm gonna make a new ranking. It's a -10. I'm going -10.
I don't like copycats, especially for something that new. Like let it rest for a little bit. I don't like
okay.
Just
there's some copycats that I liked. When Beyonce did the remix to who's the one Rehab? No.
Oh, okay, okay. I haven't heard that. I
Like
haven't even
the,
heard that.
she died. Remember the one that died? But she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
Amy
a
Winehouse. Yeah.
Amy Winehouse. Like Beyonce did one of a remix to her song, and they both. But it was good. And Amy Winehouse was working with Frank Sinatra. When the work feels like you are respecting the artist and
Right,
showing it the same seriousness as the artist,
right.
then I could show you that I see it. But when you sound like a tacky fucking YouTuber, where it's obvious this is a YouTuber song, and there's you're tap dancing and shit, and
Yeah,
you
that
don't get
was,
why he was doing the dancing part the whole time. That's the part that gets me. And then you do the running thing afterwards, and it's a bunch of dudes and other things fall running after you. You don't even understand why he did that in the end. That's the thing that bugs me, is that you copy it without knowing the reasons. And
yeah,
so that's where I give it a -10.
yeah. That was yeah.